I'm making a change to my eBay business. Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What Sold video, but you probably saw the first clip where I ended up saying I'm making a change to my eBay business, which is true. I am. It's nothing crazy though, guys. It's just a small change to photography that I'm doing for clothing in particular. I wanted to show you guys just so you know what's going on, so I can kind of keep you in the loop about the changes I'm making. Not that I expect you guys to change or do anything differently. This is just how I'm running my business. I try to be transparent. So I want to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm hoping it'll lead to better sales, just a photography change. I think it makes for a better quality image. And I'm hoping that will lead again to more sales, better productivity when it comes to what I'm doing with the clothing game on eBay. And it is still worth, even though I don't buy a ton of clothes, there's still money in them, and sometimes it is worth taking a look at them and seeing what's available. So you guys will see that part. It'll be after the what sold. I know you guys are here for the what sold part, but you will see how I'm doing. I'll kind of outline what I'm doing. Let me know what you think. And then if you're here for the what sold, that will be next. So enjoy. Hey everyone, we're back with the what sold video. This is actually starting off the week on a Monday. There's only 7 sales. I shouldn't say only, or 6 sales, sorry. We've actually had 8 in total. 2 of them haven't paid yet, so we'll see. One's like an $85 pair of shoes, and then one's like a $22 electronics. So hopefully they'll come through, or some other stuff will come through, and I'll be able to show you guys that. We'll jump into what did sell, though. This is a Denali fleece jacket. Pretty good looking jacket. Not super heavy, but sorry for the crinkly noise there. That was $3 at a kind of like a garage / estate sale, and it sold for a best offer of 30 shipped. Took a while to sell. I thought it was going to sell a lot quicker than this, but it did take a while. Got 30. This one will probably end up going right about the £2 rate in a poly mailer. We'll make some money there though, so I'm not complaining. Manual from the big $500 manual lot, the Toyota Corona Mark II. This is an engine group repair manual. This sold for like 17 shipped, so you guys have heard the story, we're already in the profit, so this is just great that we keep selling them. Here's another manual. I've never sold, I don't think, a jet ski manual. This is a Sea-Doo from 88 to 96. This is the Climber's manual. This one, pretty good shape. This was, I think, $5 in a bulk buy that I had from one estate sale guy. I bought a fish finder and a Harley manual, and then a Harley owner's manual, and this. I think he charged me $5 for this, but I probably got a better deal when it was all said and done. The other stuff already sold for over $200, and we had spent $45 that day, and then this sold for 20 shipped. So pretty good for a manual. Top Gear for the Super Nintendo. I believe this sold for 9 shipped, cartridge only. This is a Beats by Dre, just box only. This sold for like $15. Sometimes I get these empty boxes. I just list them and see if someone wants them. So 15 shipped there. It still should go first class. It's super light. So we'll just put a little layer of bubble wrap into a poly mailer, and then we'll get that out of here. I wouldn't recommend just picking these up, but if you come across one for free. And lastly, the best sale. These are the Franklin Mint, what are they called? Chess pieces. So this is the Jupiter the King piece and 1 pawn. They're in here. We'll open it up. It's kind of open. There, you guys can see them. There they are. And you'll see them on the screen too. I bought these when I bought all the rat extermination bait things. I bought 6 of these guys with them and some other stuff, but this sold for 60 shipped. So great deal there. We'll get all these packed up, and I'll show you guys if anything else sells, and if not, we'll see what Tuesday brings. Hey everyone, we're back with the what sold video for Tuesday. So a pretty slow day quantity-wise. I think we're at 6, but a very good dollar amount sale day, so can't complain about that. Also, you guys probably see, I don't think I mentioned the first part of this week, that I'm at a different location now. We're in the process of a move, so I'm at my in-laws' house where we figure all that out. So we'll see, notice a little different background and everything, a little tighter space, but we'll work with it for now. Let's jump into what sold. I think we sold one of these in the past. I don't know if it was the last video or at least the one before. Some wholesale video game lots. Here is one of the last ones I have left. It's a bunch of Wii games. I think there are 60 something. Yeah, it says 60 plus here. Horrible handwriting, but these are just random games that, again, don't have a ton of value, but individually, or they don't have a good sell-through. They're just not selling that often. A lot of them together, and then I sold them for 100 shipped. I'll probably end up shipping them like FedEx for like 20 something dollars. Usually you can get them in a nice box. They'll be a little heavy, but I think these ones are going to, actually they're going to the East Coast, so it might be like $30. Not amazing, but again, we're just trying to get rid of the games, get as close as we can to $1 per game, which will probably be a little bit under that or right around that once the shipping is taken out. So Happy to get rid of this for 100. I've gotten through all my wholesale lots except for the Xbox original and then the GameCube one. The GameCube one's pretty small, so it'll take a while, but the Xbox one hopefully will sell, and then we'll work on building up our next ones over time, and then we'll sell those. PS2 Fat console here. This one sold for 48 shipped on a best offer. I had it listed at 52. Usually I sell them for like 55. It takes a little while, but I'll try to hold out. This one, someone messaged me and said he is interested. He asked if I do 48 shipped. I sent him an offer to watchers offer to him for 48 shipped, and we sold it. So I'm just happy to get rid of it. It's Christmas time. Want to get rid of some of this, as much stuff as we can. Keep making room for new stuff. Here's a cassette here, a Brother Lynch hung 24 deep. This cassette came out of the big cassette lot. You guys have been seeing this pop up. I bought a whole box of rap and hip hop R&B cassettes for $20 plus a Sony cassette player. The Sony doesn't work. I knew that going in, it had some issues, but it was not worth fixing, so that was donated. I should say it works. The cassette player doesn't work, but the radio works. But this sold for 50 shipped on a best offer, so this was the best cassette so far. I want to say we're already at $100 now. We've sold like 5 cassettes or something, so there's still a bunch more to list. There's another stack right there that's going up in a second. I just went through those, so we'll list those. Most of them run from like $8 to as high as like 50, so there should be some money there. This is a Similac, something like that. I think it's a pasta, if I'm not mistaken, maker lid. When I was buying a bunch of food processors and stuff, I'd get them for about $2 or $3 a piece, maybe 4 at the most, and I would get pasta makers, juicers, everything. I had a thrift store that had all these for really cheap, and I'd just buy them like every week. I'd go and buy 2 or 3, 4 of them, and this was one of them, and then this piece sold for 12 ships, so pretty good deal. It will go first class. Some Doc Martin Candace boots here. These are basically brand new. I listed them as used, but I mean, you can tell they're in really good shape. These came out of a storage unit buy. They actually came with the box. I listed them without it because the box is just trashed, but I'm actually going to use the box for shipping. I'll put a poly mailer around it, but since it's already the right size, we'll ship it out like that. These ones took a while to sell. I ended up paying, I think, $125 that day that I bought this. I also bought a bunch of figures with it. And there was some Game Boy stuff, a whole bunch of stuff. You know, when I go to storage unit guy, I always buy in bulk. So, you know, this sale alone was $85, a best offer, into the $125 spent. But I know we've already probably sold $200 or $300 worth of stuff, and we still have more to go, which is great. Which means there's more stuff that'll sell, and we'll just keep adding to that total. But 85 shipped on these. Doc Martens do still sell. I had never seen a pair like this before. And then lastly, these are Becco. There's a pig back there. It's got to get listed, but here's these Becco blow molds. Their heads actually come out because these are a little bit loose, but I paid the actual original deal was $20 for everything, $5 for these, $5 each for 2 plush, and then $5 for a Samsung DVD VHS combo. The combo unit did not work, so that was a waste. And then the 2 plush, I sold one of them. They were Lion King. I sold one for 28 shipped to Hyena. The other one's a Pumbaa, and it's only worth like 15. So I kind of figured I paid about $15 for these, for the pair of these, and then I spent $5 on the 2 plush. That's just how I mentally did it to make it sound like it was a better deal. But these are really cool. These are harder ones. They are vintage to find. They're like little choir carolers, maybe is what it is. Carolers, yeah. And there's 2 of them. I just allotted them together, and I sold them for $125 shipped on a best offer. So a great deal there. Even if we had 15 into them, $125. It is going to cost a little bit to ship them just because of size, but they weigh practically nothing. But by the time you get them in a box, bubble wrapped, and some pad in there, it's going to be a heavier item. It's going to have to probably go FedEx home delivery, but pretty cool. I'll get these packed up. I still like to sell blow molds. Obviously, the huge ones become hard to ship, but some people collect these and they take their decoration seriously, so they want these for their Christmas setup, so look out for these. Hey everyone, we're back with the sales for Wednesday. I think we have almost maybe 14 or 15 in total today. A couple aren't shown here. One I thought was somewhere else, but it's actually in storage, so I have to pick that back up. And then a couple sold after I left storage, so we'll get those. We're still in the different locations, so just bear with me here. But we got some pretty cool items, a good mix of stuff. So we'll jump in with the clothing. First is a Wrangler. This is like that Western kind of shirt. This one is a size like 19 or something like that. 19 by like 37 or whatever that size is. This was, I think, $6 at a thrift store. I always seem to buy these older Wrangler, like Western long tail shirts if I can get them for the right price. Usually I want to pay 5 or less and a bigger size, but this sold for a best offer of $30, so a pretty good deal. I really love the Aztec print ones. Those ones are awesome. This sold as well. This is a custom jacket. It's Chicago Bulls. It's got Pippen. It's got like this embroidery on here. It's got Jordan, NBA champions. It has the championships they had. Obviously, this person was probably anticipating another one, so they left that blank. But it is customized with someone's name, Ernest, and then it has Chicago Bulls. It is a West Arc USA one, and there are some marks right here. This wasn't a bunch of Bulls stuff I bought from one source. Same guy got the rap cassettes and stuff where I usually refer to him as Josh. I think I paid like $40 for a bunch of Bulls stuff and jerseys, and this was in there, and then this sold for $40 on a best offer. I listed it because honestly it was way too cool. I mean, this is like, if you're a Chicago fan, this looks awesome, and maybe you could get the embroidery out on the Ernest and you'd be cool with it, or maybe just roll with it and just wear this because it looks honestly awesome. I probably could have gotten more if I just waited for the right person, but $40 on that, I'm happy. It'll probably still go maybe first class, maybe just over a pound, but we'll be okay either way. A MacBook Air, $20 shipped. Good deal there. A couple of video games. This is Mario Kart Double Dash, but it's a case and manual only. I bought a bunch of some GameCube stuff and some DVDs for $7 for all of them. There were like 3 GameCube games, and this was the case one of them was in. That sold for $12 by itself, so that's a good deal. The game, I think, sells for like 50 plus or something like that. Oh no, I haven't checked in a while. Budokai 3 sold for 15 shipped. The really one you want is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 or whatever it is. That's the better one, but this one still got 15 shipped. And a Wii U, the voice. This came with some Wii stuff I bought. It wasn't even a Wii U, it was just a Wii, but they had this Wii U game there that sold for 8 shipped. 2 Mario Kart wheels sold for $14.99. They've been listed for almost a year at this price. Last Christmas, I was selling all my wheels for about 15 shipped for 2 of them. They still go first class. I just put a little bubble wrap around them, put them in a bubble mailer, and send them out. And, you make a little bit of money on them. They're usually throw-ins when I buy Wiis. But it's taken for a whole year, basically, to get that 15 again. But someone did buy it. It's Christmas time, so that probably is why. Here is some Pioneer little 6-disc changer cartridges here. You guys have seen these for a while now. This is the last set of 10 that I have. They sold for 57 shipped. I sold 6 sets, I believe, at 57 shipped, and then 1 set of 16 or something like that for 75 shipped. So an awesome deal. I had paid $20 for all that. I said this story before, but she wanted $2 each one of these. There were obviously however many that is, 76 of them or whatever. And I asked her how much for all of them, and she said 20. I jumped on it, and it was one of my better $20 purchases. So look out for those if you can get them in bulk. Here's a knife here. It's a Camillus New York knife, something like that. You'll see on the screen. I don't want to open it up, but this was a knife that I paid, I think, $1 or $2 for about 3 knives, and this was the only one that was valuable. It sold for 19 shipped. Just listed this cassette from the Rap Hip Hop Cassette Lot, EPMD, strictly business. Sold for 20 shipped used. Sold within, I guess, 12 hours or so. I always mention buying books. I go to one of my sources I can buy books at, and you can get them from other places too. I mean, thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, but it's worth taking a look at, especially when you're buying a bunch of books of the same series. These were the Tuttle twins. I bought 9 of them. I think I paid about $4 for all of them, somewhere around there, $4.25 or something. And they ended up selling for 55 shipped in about a week. There's some wear on the edges here, but the books are still in great shape. So 55 shipped on those. Here is a yearbook. Calicola, 1969. Older one. It's got some signatures and stuff in there, but this came, I think, from the storage unit guy, if I'm not mistaken. I always throw yearbooks when he has stuff into my pile. Took a best offer of 40 shipped. They offered that right out the gate. I had it listed at 50. No way I'm turning that down, because who knows when another person's going to want this yearbook. So 40 shipped, I'm happy. And lastly, a bunch of PlayStation 2 Slims. All of them are actually broken. They have sensors that don't read, different kinds of issues. This one doesn't have a button here for the power. So all kinds of issues. There are 5 of them. These are all the, like I said, the black Slim consoles. These sold for 60 shipped on best offer. Someone offered 55. I made a counter of 60. He accepted it. Then he replied, make sure I bubble wrap each console individually, so that way it's protected so it'll arrive safely. So we'll see how shipping ends up. I don't really like getting requests like that, especially when it's sold for parts and you offered less price. It's like now you're really like trying to get a good deal and you expect me to still, ship them out of like a crazy packing method. But I mean, it's not crazy, but it's just one of those things where it's like, really, you should just paid full price and then told me to make sure I bubble wrap them. But either way, we'll still take care of them. I'm sure they'll arrive safely, but sometimes those kind of messages, you're like, really? Is that necessary? Either way, whoops, just broke them right there. No, we didn't. But that's me venting, so I apologize. But 60 shipped, obviously, if you can get a slim that works, maybe you might get 60 shipped on it. So if it works with controller and cords and everything, but sometimes you get them and they're broken, and these are the broken ones that I have, and it's pretty much the way I get rid of them. So that's it for now. I'll show you guys what else sold today. Hey everyone, we're back with the final sales for Wednesday. Technically one is from early Thursday morning. I'm just packing this up before work. The person mentioned that they wanted it shipped same day. It's a gift. But usually I don't really accommodate all those requests, but I was already grabbing a couple other things, so I figured I'd grab it anyway. So what did sell yesterday was this Dragonfly clothing. You might be able to see the logo there. It's all wrapped up, and I apologize for the glare. It's got like skulls and flames on it. That was, I think, $5 or something at Savers. I sold it for $25 on a best offer. Certain ones of the Dragonfly clothing still do sell. Got to find the right buyer, and it feels like the prices have dropped a little bit. But if I can get them for the right price and the pattern looks cool, I'll usually pick them up because eventually they sell. Here's a Super Mario Brothers Wii. It's the disc and in this little cardboard case here. No manual or anything. But that sold for $17 shipped. So it always seems to sell a little bit better, a little bit higher around Christmas time. And this is the one that sold this morning, Jurassic the Hunted for the 360. Sold for $18 shipped. I used to get like 20 something, $23 for that game. Kind of come down, and honestly I think I'm still on the higher end for 18 shipped. I'm guessing the market must have got depleted a little bit, because last time I checked I think it was like 13 or 14 bucks it was going for. So happy to get rid of it though. We'll get these packed up and then you guys will see what sold for Thursday. Hey everyone, we are back with the new change I'm making to the photography. This is what I'm doing to try to get a better quality image for the clothing that I'm doing. I'm only doing it with clothes, shirts, pants, things like that. It's nothing crazy, but it is something I'm going to do to try to, improve the quality of the image, and hopefully it will impact the business in a positive way. But you can kind of see here it's a flat lay, so basically I'm laying the clothing out flat. I used to hang it from a hanger, and then I had my backdrop, which looked okay, but really wasn't perfect. A couple issues with that were, one, the clothes would sometimes fold over on themselves depending on how big it was and all that. I know you can make some super hanger and make it work, but and that works for a lot of people, but I just still think the flat lay just looks a lot cleaner. The second thing was I felt like the color with my lighting and everything just wasn't working well. It made some darker images and just kind of sometimes caused the color in the image to not match what the color of the actual item was. It just would be off by a little bit. So doing it this way, I think I get a better quality image. I've kind of removed the issues with the wrinkles. There is a little bit of a little bump, and you can see that I would actually adjust that. I already took a picture of this one. I just am throwing it back out to show you guys. But I kind of get that all situated. There's a couple cons. One is that I have to get up and down, up and down, up and down to kind of get this situated. So that's probably the one. And then I have to set up this little board situation here, which it's just a couple of particle boards that have like this faux looking wood, almost like wood floor kind of pattern, and I just put them all together. My wife had them for a project. She got them at Home Depot, and she ended up not using these 4 pieces, so I just kind of took them and I've been laying it out like this. So this is what I'm doing. It's nothing major, guys. I just wanted to show you guys so you guys see. Hopefully it will lead to better sales and some better business in the clothing world. If you guys have any suggestions, you can always let me know, or if you have any comments, feel free to leave them. But hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Take care.